NPP agu omo be lose elections at was 4.
This is the ruling of the court. The court does not agree with us.
Baby, to buy you be with the first time. Said your total Ghana nyama fire.
Martin Kpebu was detained, and we call on the OSP to immediately appeal the decision of the High Court.
In some way, phone you know, Koba, Epium Emma, Jumadia, Fanasia, and some are Ecoso, oh my Ganamu. Yadinina, a bread I have for after set. Appeals court a bought Chamaun to me some no good no option and come over break and a French ba another China minority ne say woman tiasie adanya His Excellency John Dramani Mahama a percent Ogu office of the special prosecutor and watching sono and come over break and free her ba Hopeson Adorye dinkomo at the afa the base and afi NPP ho quick one. Yebeko so na fe no yedin komo weni samfofo bi ne aboabo no a yede ni nyina guo e de ama ahefo bara sana no Bernard Antwibu asia ko chama Wontumi ekopie mu e wo appeals court amanfo se enche na yede chama Wontumi ekwa koto afiase eze ere nanam so e ma chama Wontumi kopie mu e wo appeals court baran appeals court abone nsam na gu a wakwa kopie mu e wo supreme court e de ne besie But sana no yakotie samua chama Wontumi lawyer ere tudwe koba abusan samua chi pap.
Yes, this is the ruling of the court. We applied for a stay as a repeat of the earlier one. The court does not agree with us, and the court says that the application for stay is refused, which means that indirectly 2 options: either repeat it or go back to the instant court to prepare our witness statements and continue with this the case and see the outcome of the case itself. So, in a nutshell, this ruling brings us to the end at the Court of Appeal in respect of the application for stay.
Is there a decision to go up?
We'll have to go back to the chamber and look at the options, and then we'll let you know which line of action we'll take. For now, like I said, we are open to 2 lines of action. One is to go up to the Supreme Court, and the other is to go down to the court, High Court to continue the proceedings.
When you say either or,
Okay, Commander.
Yeah, Director.
Bernard Antwibu asia ko chama Wontumi.
Of course.
As after 2025.
Okay.
Any after 2026.
Yeah.
Chama Wontumi ehuna mane pa o.
Ne honto no.
Ano odi dodo.
Ne honto no ba ko se.
Bara sana no na nsam no doso.
Okay.
Ba quick one, yenwura nsam yi mu e.
Well, Director, on this issue, because a Ghana for prosecution, and the Chama Wontumi nkomo ne basaya, na nkomo no moide. But the lawyer he can na eno ye as a result of say omko appeals court, say ka appeals court and say ntie omasem ni biem na asem na wo high court concerning the state against Chama Wontumi on illegal mining no ka omasem ni ntungu enya asem ni di. But omko appeals court no appeals court ojina do ojina dia ekoso high court no e no kre oman ni wo case enti Wontumi nko na onko yi anom
na we say no wo betu abo asem yagu
Director
menye so say Ghana for betiase o
Director unse already no asem no ko high court no judge o tie twam no etie yasem no e no say oman ni wo case enti Wontumi meyi anom anase before say Wontumi beyi anom no ye ma Wontumi opportunity say on statement mradenti osusu say oman ni yasem be ka nyina no entras mo de ko ye no e no say da bia asem we de ye ntum e no de ko appeals court e na appeals court but we no say ko biem e na final o maka chen so die all kind any state of execution in no oma bought wagu e mani ma appeals court obiem the matter enti e kire say eneyi enya de appeals court betimeti na semsa de okay because say omuka say oma gi Chama Wontumi de na tuma the matter Ghana for bubefu
pa
emra no so at this stage ye nyina gitum say ampa oma ni wo case enti ade ne ma mra ne nya adwuma the matter omuko na court ne say da bi onko back na onko defend ne ho the matter eno na lawyer na kire mu say o omuko back no the say nsem ne yemi no kwan ye tu either so mo kwakọ defend wo mo ho anase o mo ahwe se defend no emmo wo mo dia o mo be fra police court ho no ma kopim supreme court na enu na finally o ma ye no e what chairman to me lawyers no after this video no o ma say to aso ko supreme court ama enne yo makọ file supreme court say supreme court ensenti o ma semni biem na o mo case ni nyina ntungu na ye nya semni di
ye mo case ni nyina ntungu
ye mo ntungu
na me kasa ende ngana fo nshara ntiasia saa o
de bata wonim said you okay ngana fo ntiasia
because when attorney general ne de ababa tudwa say omo concrete evidence
of course
omo vivid evidence che say chama Wontumi ai abowura when no
forest
akwa galamsey omo concrete evidence
of course
enti ye koda sore na say chama Wontumi dia serve na kwana yesi aboato agu okay ebe tunso si
de bata de magana fo kran tiasia ni say attorney general kan say wiye no court she attorney general say on for evidence ne mra na court ni hwem court ni hwem mu wiye na court ni say ampa evidence ne to asomu court ni gitum say nsem attorney general kan die eye no kore enti Wontumi ye gidi se weni we attorney general de bai no eye ampa wa ye sa bone no bra ne be kire enti a sa bone we wo ye still so wo nye ye eno na Wontumi se obekwa defend na ho de o da asem no be ko supreme court
okay
because akwa appeals court ena ya makwan enti enneyi o ko supreme court no akosere ho ahese supreme court babo asem na to agua se supreme court botu good ya but na eche se o man any case
okay
but baby a ekwe what a gidie bia nim se supreme court babo to agu the best option is say chama Wontumi onko high court ho na ni defense no onko opin na onfa no witness nko na afi ye ni asem no
quick one commander yemfio na enko tie nkoma minority for no so adi
okay
almost the office of the special prosecutor wo mo kreti ye
okay
do mama pese o yi ade ni fio quick one wo de enti o mo nkomo ma de ye koba abusuansam sheche pa
December, Martin Kpebu was detained and subsequently released. On 8th December, majority leader and majority chief whip came by a private member's motion and bill to repeal the OSP. 10th to 11th December, President Mahama publicly rebukes and says that they must discontinue. 12th December, the very same day, the minority called for the resignation of the leaders of the majority bench. One Noah Adamte files a suit at the Supreme Court. 25th December to 1st January, a coordinated campaign of petitions were mounted against the OSP. On 26th January, Chief Justice Bafo-Boni determines that not a single petition had a prima facie value. 27th January, the Supreme Court dismisses the OSP's application to be joined as a party to the Adamte suit. On 8th April, Attorney General files submission at the Supreme Court siding with the plaintiff Adamte. 15th April, exactly 1 week later, the High Court grants a quo warranto to Peter Hyde and declares OSP's prosecutorial powers null and void. This is not a sequence of coincidence. It is a campaign, and the minority names it as such.
The caucus's reaction follows a High Court ruling directing the Attorney General to assume control of all ongoing criminal prosecutions being handled by the OSP, while also declaring existing cases null and void. Addressing the media, the minority urged the special prosecutor to immediately seek a stay of execution at the High Court and proceed to the Supreme Court with a writ of certiorari to overturn the decision.
The High Court ruling must be immediately challenged and stayed, and we call on the OSP to immediately appeal the decision of the High Court and immediately also apply for a stay of execution at the High Court. And we dare also add that he must also proceed to the Supreme Court with a writ of certiorari to quash the decision of the High Court.
The group further demanded that the Attorney General be summoned before Parliament to explain what they describe as an attempt to undermine the prosecutorial independence of the OSP.
The Attorney General must be summoned before Parliament to account for his position. It is constitutionally unacceptable for the state's chief legal officer to actively argue against the statutory institution of the Republic in judicial proceedings without parliamentary accountability.
Okay, Commander.
Yeah, the Raja.
Minority ni say woman tiasie.
Okay.
Emma Jomama enisa office no enfrio.
Yeah.
But nanu ya nso I OSP static I can for ya tansem na no ye no.
Yeah.
Na minority for no so ese bo OSP na chi.
Of course.
Etinem koma wo mu di yenhera ntiasie.
The Raja very simple. Minority for no afena man hu omu ye. Omu ye ni papane for.
Adentia.
Kisie Jabi OSP no omu share that ni si ho se onka ho na won defend wo mu.
Ana want to so ne se senka ye di akire. Ana mampani amfa dwi we no se odi asem ni nyina ma Attorney General na ye ma a special prosecutor wo ho a adena kabe enne ochina na 2028 na so
Eye sanete wo so hwe kenoforeta de ya unse the last time be Attorney General oboye ne press conference a on ma biem no concerning kenoforeta o kire mu se wo hwe ne nkomo na omukusu get closer to issue no na OSP no act no esan ko se niama ne biem enti e kire se deliberately and say nye deliberate mpo a as one way or the other no OSP no or shield the NPP for no enti NPP for no hu se edure bia se OSP na ni bre no NPP for ni dwa no but enne yo mamu se da bi OSP ni se ofuri ho a Attorney General be ha wo mo e no masa start ye de bad better se bi dede we ye o mu ye
na OSP so no ebi mo se eye kokro de dwon.
Okay.
NPP for no omunim se eto de de kra na OSP betimi a cover wo mu kakra.
Yeah.
Sana na amanfo so ka ho.
Odwata no kai.
We se ba sa no asade no ye gye powers na free ni nsem no. Omunu se wan hwe omuto atwi.
Odwata wunim. De ma mi amete ha ma dwe me se OSP ni NPP didi bom.
Yeah.
Eya danko dadadu adwuma na omoye no. Ene se efiti se NPP ko opposition major scandal bia oman ni wo ho no OSP ni twekwa no ho Mustafa Hamid issue na OSP ni dimirika se ma charge no 88 count Kenoforeta o se ma charge no 78 count me na mi kodi asem no ase oni Attorney General cases so case bi osusu se eye Attorney General na o se o file no na OSP ni dimirika na wakwa fa case no na wa file edi entia Rata ka OSP de ye nyina ye nim se oman wem Attorney General na aban lawyer panin se obi a on nim amamu kroya kwada nim se ye ka se aban lawyer panin a rata kire se aban legal matters no no ginam enti enneyi ade na OSP ne pre no ho ene Attorney General cases ho but e ka kire se bibi shababi but minority for no monko no ba bia mesere rata minority for say ensem na ekosu nyina no enyamra kwan so majority no ne NDC for ne pese omofa kwati kwayi OSP ni free ho na eye political but emi won kakra because minority for na omunimra omu na omo hyemra no but article 88 no especially 3 ne 4 no can ni prefer say Attorney General no nko na owotumi se enei se oman ni obi twe na a prosecution ho a ono nko na otumi se o prosecute obi in the name of the government na always for Attorney General it is a constitution say Attorney General nko na otumi se o prosecute obi in the name of the state ya what are the international TSS and na for no society be piso say Attorney General nko na otumi se obey ni tumi ni bidiama enipa bi ana institution bi se me pese o prosecute ni person esima me enti se OSP be prosecute obi a e Attorney General na be ma no sa power ni se case we me pese o gina mo mame enti enei se Attorney General you go for your investigations ni wi a na o mo de docket na come Attorney General CID for your investigations we are no more their command BNI for your media we are no more their command no more the commander or no be determine say case we me hwe nature of the case ya OSP betime handle asem we ye entima me fa asem we nkoma no na on work under state attorney no na OSP no writer oye adwuma under hwan yes say oye private body enti say oye private body ya writer or report to the ama hwan OSP on report to mo bia o and one OSP one report man
asa on one case to no one case to me prosecution but an them say agent the power and free
attorney general wo hoyi MPP for you case o say yen saman attorney general mra parliament onu no ya ban lawyer pani o onu mpono mra ne kire say yetimi saman ba parliament world constitution nim no attorney general must be a minister of state and yes saman ko parliament yen tinie mabia so nko ya no but OSP wo hoyi ne niam bebra o ye emfa kwam but because on she will be as here day in day out all reporting administrative works no enti wo yet ope and a constitution nso man sa kwan no office nanka say create en amfa kwan papa so na nado rata na me ka asemu yi na nka be ha me at the time o create office no na dwi an kire ne say eba be do this stage Martin amidu NDC ni na oye attorney general na oni NDC akon oni NDC nya problem enti na nado susu say NDC for abokro no nyina no Martin amidu ni mo enti ma me shedan create office na me fa Martin amidu metra ho na onchi NDC for nyina ma me that was the idea enti Martin amidu ba ya okwohye office so a oye adwuma kakra o ka kire yen say na nado dem kwakufari na oye mother serpent of corruption corruption ni nyina ma me na nado enti ontimi nya adwuma ni biem no right from that day and me say office no na nado an create for Ghana o create say ko de baba chi NDC for keke zamom no kre anye yie no and the office na ba do stage aba be do right I disagree with minority for no say ye pe attorney general na ye oman ni nyina lawyer pani say oman ni nya asema attorney general na be chere say case we mean me handle yemma semensi handle mame say yes hadia attorney general so far as oye o man lawyer penny no every single case on handle
okay
yeah
quick one yenkotie wemra Hopeson Adorye kasa na wadi koma for the base ho abusha yentie mra
yeah the base in the say enuanom
but you wonu bensa
ye enuanom but you say United Party e free MPP mu ne bae ana the base free MPP mu ba me say MPP agu ye kan ya na mo ntiase wo tiase enu 2028 na agu kojo to me say agu
but I didn't know who have that mindset say we say NPP ngu
na say agu
I didn't
na nipa wo ni adwene pa de more mind I didn't know say ma wa yi wo tiase we need people who have good mindset for the nation. Na ni akufa do be yo man yi wo ti ana kokko di MPP achi bi o man na je se wa wo ni dache o na wo ni dache be say me ka me suro MPP agu be di ka ka kire o mo say o mo be lose elections atwa so 4 enru sa tem no na sa mpanim fo ya o mo ye kanise kokota ko fo ni na bia na o mo pom be bia kwa home o ti ase na fe mrantie no Ghana for be consider ma that time na UP for so de near babedi ye ka de say o mine so na ye babedi so a na ye be ye o mine no MPP be da babio o be da ne de say CPP ne so ho ne de no e tane ne de hey Ghana youth support it. There should not be any occasion for the next 30 years ye be man MPP the opportunity to come close to power. That's when we come with the passion and the
I didn't know with the passion I can't say some.
What do you say?
20 plus.
20 plus.
Yeah.
Me in 3 years time, now me a senior citizen. Now this 60 years. I didn't be on a show you. Who know what did 20 plus no? So what more when you na ho? Now we can say MPP. It's up to you. What I say? Anya she, me a teacher by profession. Me try there 20 years and I'm in free classroom. I can say active politics. So on that you know. Eti maye ne meti maye. Wona wo ba no. Wona aka wo. What you say?
Okay, Commander.
yeah the right
Hopeson Adorye.
okay
Also the base no, NUP no.
yeah
Womu ku NPP na 2028 bedu no.
okay
Na NPP agu.
of course
No na mention antiase no. Like how?
obeti ase
Adedia.
I didn't use ngu
Say NPP begu 2028.
the right I didn't ngu
How can it be
na
possible?
ye to ba wie no nya 28% enwi
Za.
na ye to ba wie party a wo aban mu 2020 the last election we need
Yeah.
ankora no for winning one touch na 8 years after that e bi obenya 30% obenya 35% party ni nwi
And the no cre.
e ta edru ba bia ye ntie se de omo kan enye time no mo time people
And the way at the base for the near sia bre no. because me show social media no so mrante ne mabawa the way I say omusi kike omu the base no me so man NPP
the right assembly nyina very simple ye nyina ye ya we say enei nkrofo omu di the base na chi no omu ye NPP fo
yeah
memfa no 99% of all omu di the base anim no omu ye nkrofo omu ye NPP fo but enei omu ja NPP no and omu form omu political party but ade ka kire woni say the first nkrofo betima twe omu di omu ba e NPP fo say o twe obi a e very easy say obetwe NPP ni chance obetwe NDC ni because NDC ni to say at this stage the party is very stable but NPP ni a say minute brighter te hayi na enei mi free me party me no nyina no party ba ko ye committee bo me bibia na niema nkoyie na matwe me ho a possibility say me convince o de wa ba no e high say me go convince abontin so ni in the same people omo hwe said omo niema sikoi eniema nkoyie na mo hwe number of nkrofo a edwane kwa party ne begu and I agree with Hopeson Adorye say omo so mbegu party na omo ye right omo mu no rota party na ye no ho samwe bi
ho NPP
rota NPP fo enye party na nipa mpe omo asem but e won nkrofobia enei omo ba begi party na nima omo nya nipa papa adwene ye wo mutim enya adwen papa omo nwene Ghana ho enti at this stage rata say omo ankrofo a na omo no omo join party hu ne say party ni nya papa omo guna I agree with them because enkrofo a enne omo ka wi ade tombe ka foforo anan mo dom so onabo kene Japan we bodamfo na adwen nya adwuma rata ye to abawie yai na ba omo yete bodam ni fie ye to abawie ya na NPP ka so enyire nipa ba akoma enyina ye osono ba ako but osono ba akoma enso abebi mutimi ka kire omu nuamu bi se oye bodam ni ye bie na adwen so the next day we say ye nuafo ye nya nuafo me se o decide ni dimia me no ye nya nuafo
oh yeah
say ye nuafo a o mam sa disrespect no enei baby NPP ko said your mom mismanage country no any said yes I bet you wom growth atum no and okra na be ma the base age wom nipa no because say before 2028 say ya chicha ma Wontumi na ye dina asema wi ya jeli no Dr. Mustafa Hamid say ye dina asema na say for ya jeli no keno foreta befie ye dina asema odi for ya jeli na wo ye NPP ni a NPP party na be wakon enye wakon no biem ebi nso so a wo ye interested in politics and say wo free NPP a e the base na abekọ wan ko the base a hefa na wokọ ebi a be join afafanto nti e so simple o mo be gu party ni NPP anye careful yeah
quick one ye nkotie we mra NPP for no di komo we so to MP na komo wadi no asa Ghana for di na tem
okay
madu di entimra
abante mi nya be mapa said you can me ne ye fine na so eye me ya baby ogina no se mu be for Ghana sika na da Dubai obi e wu the first time said you toto Ghana nyema faaye na mu ba ye umpo a wo so wa bedi akunya ne da a wasan ba biem. Look at how things are going now. Only 1 year, 4 months. Inyemi nyina ye basa. Mu kura fa. Last time I want to say na ka fe de omo ba e social media. NDC for one of customer NDC on social media. Omo no start so mu twa wada pa. So mu bu eni ma se eni saade we amakofa ba. Afi de he took the president himself to come and defend it. Say ye di abase said ye be ya uko na wonim arewu some room. Na say ya omu ba be defend asam na omu ko baby a ye di sa abobo ya ibi be kono. Omu enya baby na I just don't know what and now do say what's the name Kenoforiata has done to NDC people. Minimum the crown omo di aye omo. Kenyo Foriata o di MP no. Oh, no go try ba say road na wo na nye. Trying to create the impression say MP no on no road. We MP. Can we mark him? So wo betuma your road 1 kilometer kra. Wo betuma di sika. Is it your common father na say skebe na de be. Wo betuma the road. Akota say ni road na nye. Na abobo ya. Oh, yeah, campaign. If cars I never did that. If cars, so are you saying it's a weird road, MPA road? Baby a cars into me kodo. Ebe den abobo ya betu biako.
Look at you.
Obi di ambulance, walk of ambulance, ni di aba, walk of abobo ya. it's a friend abobolance and abobolness nana same kasa di manu asem aba akato a dia meka no say NDC they are taking us for granted. They are taking omo di ehun agro me hu say di omo ye no omo nim di omo ye eye settings ye nya ade no fofo ye fa di fofo to so na ye fa Ghana fo adwen endi agro na me nim say Ghana fo say dia na cardinal oka ye no Ghana fo are good judges die ko ebe ni na Ghana fo ehwe ye na me nim say bri papa mu no omo hu say omeche maybe dia mo ye no ye hu na so democracy ne dia ya gia tum say ye to about the mawa e 4 years into 4 years ne dia ye be mo adu de duru ho no mo a punishment o de be mo no e be change o de ma NPP be da say
okay commander yeah director when you so tum NP or MP so
okay
also Joma man na ban
okay
wo mo die agro but enkomo no dia no chimse na the first time na fe pa ayakufo do kra ambulance bae na we no ye be friend sa ambulance so se dia yo quick one enwura mu
Erata issue ma me nchemu tu na menye ho adwuma ntem erata ma me start with baby owie ambulance ne ambulance issue
oh yeah
erata NPP for enkrofobia I will keep saying omonka nokre erata former NPP minister of deputy minister of health abonte recently be ka say eya omo no motor tricycles no omo to 250 tricycles
okay
na ye minister ono na wo se okọ ema omo commission ade no but wanya kwan enei MP within MPP catch in say NDC na toto abobol and sediba wo nipa na oye deputy minister of health say e may enfa credit in this government ye enfa credit in mo because your idea omo no mo to ade ndiri bae and oye specific echire mu so mo to magma ku 250 tricycles into nani nsema o chirem say ni won say president mama mom na pa hontoa because yade ake nuru mampani level ko no kura no deputy minister no ono na ke ko pa hontoma enei mugina he de say abobolance better than say udi sika betu national cathedral amna
oh na say Joma mama ba de papa yi ken so de na ba bia no o ka say nkurase aka ntimi ko no ebede na sa moto we ne yewura ho so what the cross pen na obeti we ase o
very simple say unim akurasa setena ube hu say ampa ye wo ba bia kan ko ho but abobo ya ni moto be ko ye wo nkurase ba bia rebata ukoduru a kan oye nkrofo ko okofo mu enti kan udi ko wrahin but moto no betima awurawura mako obi akurase enti ene se obeye de se ene hefa na car entimi nko abobo ya bekwa say you are ignorant uye pani wadu higher stage but unsua de but bisana manfo ncherechewu mu se ba bia wo no akurase no accepted but bisa o colleagues MPC a omu free nkwan kitwa mu no na omu nkyere wo se no kre wo areas bi ho a se ye kwa campaign po a ye cars ni ntimi nko yes ye senior tramoto so ana ye senior ya nante enti rebata se bi metrase na meka de wonim oh because MP na waka na wasore ko na ya jetum se o ye sitting MP onimade wa bin eye nokre enye nokre nyansa ni nsema papa ne kai because rebata at this stage adia ye nyina ya jetum se ye wo areas bi wo ho a we don't need ambulance ye wo eniema bi wo ho a ye behia enti dwane mu no ya sore ani ya fele ambulance kese ne de akosi dwam ewuram akurasa ambulance be fan fa na akọ you don't know this no more better na o ye de there to the extent say or see president mama first 1 year or minus say na the first time o hihye eniema yie ne de hin na the first time me pese me bisa say na the first time adie ben ye te ne bo so organ honka baako but sometimes say ye kan nsem bia but ye nka ensem a etosuma Ghana ni say oto na otia o kai na twa say asem we na yesem no kre
na say o chese akufaro time adie bi ansa na chi
but bibia ne ho sign na chi die ebema wo hu say ampani pa ne baaye no na eniema ye ene say obaaye no na eniema bo reverse ana but na roba dey na reverse ye na roba ye from cement to fuel to exchange rate, to aduane ayeto, to ntade, to we decide second do. There na reverse ye. Bibia ni wait me reverse even 20 pesos. But in lay obi about after 1 year, cement it me 120, baby 130, about do 70 Ghana cedis. Right a check a boy free so. And we sit on studio. Now why you did you sit in studio? Now oh yeah the check Ghana for say I buy way very poor. Now we are there. Now buy in the first year. The matter ye mu say Penanadu o church aka na o church contractors ka o church debt e church contractors wa bra o mobesia. Oh yeah. Na do buy obeto IMF. Oji IMF sika no na oji euro bond. Na oji domestic bond. The matter impose here what the brighter bond wa Canada beje. Oh yeah. Oji ya to a stage afa na edru baby. The matter the first time no na fe wa jibusia me so o man ni be ye baby a wode aso bo fom e na obi ka say Nanado nam no de aso e bo fom won hwa obeda asore o dem Nanado de aso ba bo fom o dem say obeye project at the end of the day ada ponteni be wie hu ne tenten Nanado twa 8 years wie ye no ye hu na mamu ne tenten. Oh yeah. And say oh ye de say Nanado 1 year no e ye better than this any problem enu ntina yen to ba after 1 year ye to ba after every 4 years. Enti ada wa mamu ni beba wie no na ye de wa mamu na to table so na ye susu ahwe o 4 years no performance e o dadi obi yo ho a the first year men ka say enei na the first year na better than president mama dey o but the me kire ni say obi yo ho mpo a in the first year o hihye niema yie o de niema bi tutu yie enti on rush enti by the time obetwa 2 years 3 years ofra konya so no na ade ni nyina aso aba ba na na dodie yi oba ya hopepre ye bobosia en wo je bosan bebrebe adam de ye wie ye no na bosan na bu afa so right anya sa na ebu man be very sad about sa MP ne nkoma wodi yi right and the constituency for na hu amane say one MP ni a obetra parliament for 16 years 20 years on for development bi ama yemfa ne nkomonsi
quick one yemfa sidi ayenko but ye service sie akrai for